this
It's
on a
like,
whim.
yeah.
Right. Welcome. We are streaming the podcast live. We're actually testing some things out. We're not going to say too much about what we have in mind. Just know we're in the lab.
I mean,
We're cooking.
ideas or concepts are in the making. You just never know what you're gonna get. It's 2022, baby.
Okay, so we're trying some things out. We're going to see how it goes. So bear with us if you're watching us live right now.
Right.
But for our regular audio listeners, welcome back. It's Mindful BS. We hope you guys like that new intro. I'm Shawnee,
And I'm Bianca,
and we're going to get
and
into
you're
it.
listening to or watching Mindful BS, baby. I'm so excited. I can't hide it. Can you tell? Can you
You
tell?
look so
It's just
pumped.
here.
No, you genuinely look super pumped right now.
I'm so excited.
So it's a new year. It's 2022.
It's
We
2022.
made it.
Made it, and I feel good. How did you spend your New Year's Eve?
I spent my New Year's in the house, y'all. Okay, listen, I was relaxing. I was comfortable. I gave myself a mani pedi. Like, I was asleep. I was not actually up when midnight hit. So I don't know
I
if that
swear
means
I
I'm
had
getting
a good
old.
day. I just feel like so grown, y'all. Like I know I'm grown, but like I just felt real 30. I was basically in the kitchen all day making up your favorite traditional meals, the cornbread, the greens, the black eyed peas. Then I made some shrimp scampi, some crab legs, some
Listen,
chicken, baby, the mashed potatoes, and the broccoli. Okay, I was in there. And you know what? I just felt real good. I ate good, drank my wine. Me and my daughter had a fancy dinner party for two. We got dressed up because just because we was going to the living room didn't mean that we couldn't do it big, baby. I'm just trying to cultivate a life of it don't matter where we at, what we doing. It's luxury, it's laughs, it's fun. Let's do it.
yes. Yeah, it was definitely going down. I don't know why, but this New Year's Eve felt so different. Like the energy in my home felt bright, felt welcoming, felt like new beginnings, like the smell of the food in the kitchen. Something about it was nostalgic but also new, if that makes
Yes.
any sense.
Didn't it
Um
just feel good?
it felt so good. It felt so good. So I'm going to take it as that is the sign that this upcoming year is going to continue to feel that way. And we hope it feels that way for you guys too. We hope it feels fresh, fun, full of opportunities, joy, peace, alignment, security,
All
whatever it is that
that,
you need. We hope
whatever.
this year, yep, has it for you.
Yes, period. So aside of your New Year's, that was our New Year's. I mean, I guess we don't have to talk about our week since
No,
we
I'm good.
kind of
I'm cool on that.
flourished on that. So one thing that I spent a lot of time doing though on the little breaky break was watching my favorite shows, which is why we've decided, hey, why we don't ever talk about the shows on here? So like I said, new energy, new things to the show. Really quickly, I want to let you guys know some things that I'm going to be getting caught up watching up. That's coming back this January. And then maybe we can kind of talk about them when we get on here. So the first thing that comes back this week on January 4th is This Is Us. Y'all, This Is Us is such a wholesome show, okay? If you are looking to shed a few tears once a week, okay, This Is Us is gonna get it for you. It's a family show. It's about these triplets. They're not traditional triplets. One of them was adopted, one of them is black. And it follows their life in the past and the present and the future simultaneously at the same time.
Hmm.
All right. So it kind of just like goes back, as they navigate through their different life struggles, it kind of goes back to the past and shows like, how that could have affected. They come from great parents. Like, I mean, the real, like their dad was awesome, but obviously he had his issues. And it's a really good show. So
I have never watched that show. I like tried to watch it once. I remember we went to Detroit and I feel like you and Ray were about to watch it or something. And I
yeah.
was immediately like, this is too much because how are they kids when they were just adults? I was totally blindsided.
Yeah, it's really good. I think the writers do a good job of intercepting it. But the final season, it's the 6 seasons if you want to get caught up. get caught up. So 5 seasons to get caught up on, and then the final season starts on the fourth.
Nice. Oh, check that out if you're interested.
Yep. The next show, this is one of those guilty pleasure shows, but I don't care. I'm always going to bring it up. And that is Married at First Sight. Okay, y'all. So by now, it's been about 14 seasons of Married at First Sight. So I'm sure you've heard of this show before, but if not, the show is basically strangers who get married. They go through a strenuous interview process. They're supposed to be matched by the best matchmakers based off personality types, character traits. They literally go through all this extensive training, ceremony, whatever, to be matched. And then once they are matched, they are immediately legally married. So they meet at the altar. And then they have 8 weeks to decide if they want to stay together or get a divorce. Now, during these 8 weeks, they do things like moving together, buy a house, not buy a house. They typically are now they're providing an apartment, but like genuinely just hop into being married. Obviously, there's 5 couples. Um, the last season was wild. Like, I don't really know. Like, yeah, there hasn't been a lot of successes these seasons. Like, they say they go through all this trouble, but it seems like it's getting worse and worse every season. None of the couples made it last season. So I'll be interested. What? Yeah, get on. You right. You're right. Well, I'll let you guys know what's going on that. And then the last show that I'm looking forward to, now this one doesn't even have a release date yet, but I just thought this was so interesting, and that's Love and Marriage DMV. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Love and Marriage Huntsville, but this is going to be a spin-off. Yes. So Love and Marriage Huntsville follows a group of successful Black realtor power couples. Basically, the husband and wives are really established in their real estate industry, and it shows them navigating that as well as their personal lives. This is a spinoff that would show couples that are in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. And I don't know if you guys are hip to Monique Samuels, who used to be on The Real Housewives of Potomac, but she is said to be basically the new Melanie for the spinoff show. Her and her husband, Chris Samuels, are appearing on the show, as well as 3 other couples. Now, their names are Arena and James Tyler,
Okay.
Ashley Brittany and Roberto Silva, and Tasha and Neil Lyons. Now, I'm not really familiar with the other couples, but when I did a little creepsy daisies on their Instagrams,
Ooh, detective work. Okay.
it does look like they are all in the real estate industry. So we will see.
Very interesting. I'm actually here for that. I'm not gonna lie, I have enjoyed Love and Marriage Huntsville. For those that are not familiar with it, I believe it's on OWN.
Mm-hmm.
Such a good show, very real experiences. It's getting a little crazy these upcoming seasons. I'm not gonna lie, but I like the premise of the show. So, and I loved Monique. Love, love, love
Yeah.
Monique. She was actually low key my favorite on Potomac,
Yay.
but obviously, for those that watch the season, you know what happened with her and Candace, and
And my
but
girl said she was never going back, and baby, she didn't.
yeah.
Okay.
But so I actually think I'm gonna check this one out. Yeah,
Me
I'm
too.
excited. So nice.
Right? All right, guys. So that was it on my little TV what to expect. And now we can dive right into our pop culture
Let's get
section.
into it. What has been happening, Bianca?
Okay, so really quickly, I don't want to come in on no somber note, but Betty White died on New Year's Eve, girl. On New Year's Eve. I was
Listen,
so ready for her 100th birthday.
2021 said real quick before I go.
One last
Let me just
thing.
shake it up. You know, something completely unexpected.
I was not here for that. So if y'all didn't know, she died. It does appear that she died of natural causes in her home. Betty White was our favorite Golden Girl. She was also on Mary Tyler Moore, but most popular for her roles as the Golden Girl over
Girl,
the years.
listen. I still watch The Golden Girls.
I still watch the Golden
Thank you
Girl.
for being a friend. Hey.
I'm rolling back
Mm.
again. I
Your
know.
heart is true. Honestly,
Yeah,
Bianca, really quickly, thank you for being
but
a friend, girl.
you welcome,
We made
girl.
it through some things this year. We really did.
Girl,
And maybe
we
one
did.
day we'll talk about our personal friendship challenges that occurred this year with so much growth. So thank you for
Oh,
being a friend.
no problem, girl. You know, I don't know if people realize or they just don't put the emphasis on it, but the friendships take a lot of work, just as much as work as the romantic relationships, baby. So it ain't always easy, but if it's worth it, it's
It's
worth
worth
it.
it though. And like honestly, I feel like I've over this is okay, totally off topic, y'all. We gonna get back on topic, I promise. But I feel like just like romantic relationships teach you things about yourself and how you interact with others. If you allow them to, friendships will do the exact same thing. And I feel like our friendship has challenged me in the best of ways. You know what I mean? To really consider others, to really because I can be very like, well, this is what I need. You know what I mean? And that's, I
Yes.
mean, you should be like that, but to an extent. And there are just so many things that if you allow them, friendships can teach you, like whether it's in dealing with people or, you know, even cause you to look in the mirror at yourself and how you
Yes.
navigate in relationships. So just throwing that out there, you know. But it's been a year, girl. Thank you for being a friend. Rest in peace, Betty White.
Rest in peace. Right. She does have a movie coming out on her birthday that was supposed to be the big celebration on January 17th. It's still coming out. It's going
Okay.
to be called Betty White, 100 Years Young. It'll feature herself, Ryan Reynolds, Tina Fey, Morgan Freeman, just a couple people, and it will be released in 900 select theaters. So if Betty White was really your homegirl and you want to go support her in her centennial celebration, she turned 100. I don't care what nobody say. Then go ahead and
But
join
she
that.
didn't.
But she did. All right, now just like we love Betty White, y'all know we love food. And what would it be a mindful BS episode if we didn't let y'all know that some new restaurants was in the works, baby? Because
Oh,
guess what?
what?
TikTok said we're
Oh yeah.
launching a service that's going to turn all your viral video foods into an actual order. So, starting in March, you guys, they are partnering with Venture Dining Concepts and Grubhub to
Okay.
let you order some of your favorite meals. The meals include the baked feta, the smash burger, the corn ribs, and the pasta chips, all that have made its way to your homes through the viral videos. Okay.
Okay, so have you made any of the viral TikTok meals?
The only thing that I have made is the baked feta, and I can tell you it was going.
Okay, I have not. I do not have a TikTok. I have not made any of the meals. So this news, for that reason, does not excite me. Now, my question is, will all of these dishes be available in one restaurant, or will it be like restaurants where, like, this one has the baked feta, this one does the viral chicken or whatever you said?
Okay, so it's seeming like the initial concept is to initially have these just staple items at every location.
Okay.
However, they are encouraging creators to create new recipes. So basically, depending on your location, your partnership, whatever, maybe you'll be featured in this restaurant because it's all virtual, it's all pickup. So they
Okay.
can change you at any time. Listen,
Got it.
I want to let you guys know the creators are going to get paid. Proceeds are going to go to the creators. If your dish makes it on there, now you got a partnership with TikTok and a restaurant. This is the time, people. Y'all be in there hooking up your ramen noodles. Y'all be in there adding crunchy topics to your salmon. Do whatever it is that y'all be in there cooking. This is your time to shine, okay?
Yeah.
Because you can have people ordering it from the 300 viral TikToks. And guess what? This is so crazy because TikTok said, baby, we ain't even really trying to do a restaurant business. This is a marketing concept. So we gonna open all of these restaurants. Don't know how long they're gonna be here because we just trying to encourage content. We not even trying to break into the restaurant industry. And when you got
That's
money like
Honestly, though, that just goes to show they basically said this is like this is our play money because marketing money, that's the money that you experiment with. That's like the play. They pretty much said
Here,
making some food videos. But to be fair, the food content on TikTok goes crazy.
it goes
But honestly,
crazy.
it's the same way on Instagram. Food
Yep.
content in general, it goes it just goes through the roof. I don't know what it is. I mean, well, we like food, so I guess we know, but like
We be on here
it
talking
goes through the
about
roof.
every week, but we know exactly what it is. But anyway, something else that went viral today was a tweet from your very own IRS. So the viral tweet was stating
Wait,
that it
what?
was tax season, right?
Okay.
That tax season is around the corner, and to remember to report all forms of illegal activities. Girl, why I had to go to scroll through the section. So they really got a section that say illegal activities include money forms, drug dealing must include in your income on Schedule 1, Form 1040 line AZ,
Okay, I'm
or on Schedule
I'm
Z,
done.
Form 1040
I'm
if from
done.
self-employment activity.
I'm done.
Also, if you've stolen any property lately, you must report its fair market value and your income and the year you stole it, unless you returned it to its rightful owner in the
Get
same
out of
year.
here. You're
Yeah,
kidding me. This is
I
a joke.
swear.
This is
No, this
not
is
on the
real.
official tax form. This is
On the
not.
official tax IRS website. So, babies, listen, if you guys had your hands in some illegal activity, don't
Make sure you
forget to
report it.
report it. Wink, wink. Honestly, IRS, y'all got your nerve. Y'all ain't telling, y'all ain't reporting y'all illegal activity, but that
Well, now
ain't
hold
mean nothing.
on now. Come on now. We don't want no problems with the government, okay? We don't want any problems with the government.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought that was just very interesting.
Very interesting for sure. You guys, we always talk about finessing with integrity. So, if you're finessing, um, be smart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, be smart.
Hard. Okay. That's all we saying. Anyway, and some disturbing news. You at your local H&M, well, not my like your local H&M, but the H&M in the World Trade Center location. There was an employee who was working there, and she noticed that when she put a rack of hoodies out, that they had some bugs on them.
Ooh.
Now, there was a debate whether it was lice or bed bugs, but either way, bugs are bugs crawling on the hoodies. So she alerts her manager, and the manager does nothing. They just rope. They don't close the store. They just rope the hoodies off. So the employee like, mm-mm. So what she did. She took it to the socials.
Of
It
course.
went viral. After it went viral, then they decided to close the stores. Now the young lady said they had just got the shipment, so the bugs weren't out like that long. But it's just the point is we're already living in such unsanitary times. The last thing we need is another infestation of the home because those bugs, if bed bugs, which I'm sure they were because lice are very hard to see to the human eye, but unless they're different type of light. But don't let me get the line. I ain't no Scientologist. I'm just telling you they look
Not
like this.
Scientologists.
Anywho, listen, y'all be careful out here. Along with washing your hands and stuff, just check everything.
Honestly, I'm so glad. I didn't even know I missed this one, but I'm so glad you brought this up because people look at me crazy when I purchase clothes from stores and I wash them. I will wash clothes before I even try them on. Like if I can't try it on the store and I gotta buy it anyway, I'm gonna just wash it and then try it on because you never know. These items sometimes come from different places all over the world. They sit in boxes, they sit in warehouses, they sit on freight trains. You know what I mean? Like they sit places where things grow, critters
Yeah,
crawl, bugs
right.
lay eggs. Like Bianca said, just be careful. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying. So that's all I had on this week on the pop of the culture.
I wanted to say one thing. I'm always PR low key. it's low key. I don't know if it's a passion, but I can't help. That's like one of my favorite things to notice when it comes to the entertainment industry is how people play, their PR moves. And
Mhm.
I have to announce that after the tragic Astroworld event, obviously tragic Travis Scott kind of went dark. He finally made his return to social media.
Mhm.
I also will say good PR move in my opinion. First, it was like a picture of him, kind of somber, nothing too ragey, nothing too celebratory, just kind of like I'm looking ahead was the direction of his face, but his gaze was still down, like he was still, recovering. Next
Mhm.
thing, a post to the story of Stormy. People love kids. You like it's like you know what I mean? So I just
Mhm.
wanted to take note of that because he did come back. People were wondering. Honestly, he's been losing deals left and right.
Mhm.
And I don't know. To be honest, what happened is tragic. Like, I can't imagine going to any event and thinking, I'm just here to have a good time and losing my life or the life of anyone near me. However, I think that entire experience showed us that there was a major area of opportunity when it comes to concerts, events, and keeping people safe at those things. Um,
Mhm.
a lot of fingers are being pointed. However, I just feel like everyone could have done something different. You know what I mean? So I'm just happy to see that he's back. We know things like that can kill your career. It can hurt you mentally, emotionally, and put people in really bad spaces. So hopefully, you know, this is a sign that they are, fixing everything that went wrong.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Um, but okay, well, since I wasn't really expecting Shawnee to come with unnoted notes, I'll just drop some, because I don't
Okay.
really know how true this is or not,
Okay.
but I like to sometimes, get the people, a little something, something. So I heard that Meg and Party are not having a party no more. I heard that they
Really?
Mhm.
Okay.
Apparently the word on the curb is now I don't know what the alleged allegations for was for the breakup, but the girls on the YouTube are saying that they noticed that all the pictures on Meg's page of him and her are gone.
So it's interesting that you say that because I'm observant and I also felt like there was some type of shift. But at the end of the day, I think this is what we also need to remember about relationships. People are so quick to make couples couple goals. They look super cute together. Obviously, it was clear based on what they showed us. He really, really supported her. We
Mhm.
love to see a man supporting his woman. And it seemed like, she really, really was into him and liked him. If it didn't work out, it didn't work out. I hope that they are okay with the situation. They're able to walk away like adults if this is true, which we don't know. But
Mhm.
I don't know.
I don't know, girl.
I
Anyway,
don't
that's it.
know.
That's it. That's it. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. We just gonna leave it at that. I'm just, ears to the streets, ears to the streets.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
So
yeah.
moving right along. So now I would like to get into our main topic. So me and Shawnee have been telling y'all what our moves was, what we trying to do, like the energy. And baby, what better topic to start off is the money, okay? Because what are we in the energy of? Money, luxury, opulence, receiving everything that it needs to give. Okay, we're trying to get it. Okay.
No, absolutely. So obviously, for the meeting of the minds topic this week, we are going to talk about money, from our relationship with money to tips and tricks that we have regarding money, and maybe even, some new up and coming ways to make money, because one thing that happens every year is there is new creations, new
That's
ways to
right.
make money, some strange, some innovative, truly. But we're going to get
Exactly.
into all of that today. So like I said, I think it's important for us. We don't have to discuss it, but for anybody who is listening to this, I think it's important to first start thinking about your relationship with money. And when I say that, I don't mean just about if you're good with money or bad with money. Like, really thinking about what your fears and anxieties are when it comes to money. Maybe any type of very prominent memories or experiences that you have that are associated with money. Even the way you accept and release money. Are you someone who find it hard to accept money or gifts or help from people? You know what I mean? When you
Mhm.
have to shell money out or pay or give for charitable events, how does that feel? I think it's important to start there because I think that will show you truly where you are with money. You know what I mean? Are you in like a scarcity? Are you in like still fight or flight mode? Are you, you know what I mean, at
Yep.
peace? Does that make sense? So,
No, that definitely makes sense. I just want to share that for me, we talk about it on here, but if you guys don't know, I had went through a divorce, which really changed my money situation. It was very hard for me on a lot of different levels, like my credit, just being a going from one income, two incomes to one, being a single mom, you guys already know how that goes. So for me, I feel like I had a very poor perception of money because it was hard for me to get. It was hard for me to obtain. Like it made me feel anxiety. I would go into stores and only have a certain amount of money. So of course, going into a store gives me anxiety because I'm like, well, I don't want to be the person at the register getting my card declined, or I also don't want to be the one telling my daughter she can't get anything, or I'm never going to be like, oh, we can't afford that. So for me, it shaped a very negative relationship with money for me. At one point, I was always one saying, like, oh, I'm so broke, or I just don't got it, blah, blah, blah. One time, I remember Shawnee just telling me, like, you got to stop saying that you broke. Like, stop saying that. And, like, she was serious at first. You know, when your friends say stuff like that, you be like, girl, she like, no, like, for real. Like, you really got to stop saying that. And I really had to just like stop saying it for real. And then I just start feeling like, money's gonna come to me. Like everything's gonna be fine. If I start worrying about money, it'll be fine. And then I started thinking about like all the times that I've needed money or I didn't know where something was gonna come from, and it was always taken care of. Like when I was reflecting on it, there was never a time where I could think like it did not work out. So then it made me think like, why should I worry about money when I know that money is always going to find me in some way, shape, or form? And ever since then, I swear. Now, I ain't no millionaire. It ain't, bags ain't overflowing. But what I'm saying is that ever since I just gave up my relationship with worrying with money, everything has been fine. Money has been consistent. I'm not going without. My daughter's not going without. And I really think that's because I changed the way I perceive money.
absolutely. That is 100% a lot of times what it takes to really begin to shift that relationship with money. So it's tough though because like you said, you kind of that your experience was like after your divorce. I think even for me, it would probably have been after same time probably after my daughter was born and then my divorce because it went from two incomes to one income plus another little person. You know what I mean? Um, but the fact of the matter is, by the time most of us are kind of aware and cognizant of how important finances are, we've already kind of dug ourselves into the debt or have had
Mhm.
these negative experiences. So, one thing to throw out before we even get into like the tips, the sooner you become a I would say this as a parent, at least, because we talk about we're both moms here. That's a big part of our brand and our identities. Is that if you are a parent, making sure you do your part to teach your children about finances in a healthy way. We talked about this before when we talked about school episodes. You can't, the school system is awesome, our teachers are great, but we can't always count on different systems or people to teach, our children or our communities about things like money. But that part can help, you know what I mean, us progress as a community when it comes to money. It's just sharing what we know because sometimes people, you know what I mean, they know you shouldn't be doing that or have you tried this and they don't even share it with you.
Exactly.
So those are kind of like our experiences with money. So like I said, before you even really dive into anything, just really sit and think about what your experience with money is and where you are currently. Because what do they say in like AA meetings? Like the first step is just accepting where you are.
Accept it. Exactly.
Just accept where you
Exactly.
are. We all been there. That's what it is.
We all been there.
So where do you want to go? You want to go like money tips or things that we like first, or ways to make
Let's
money?
let's just go into ways to make money and then make our way to
Okay,
tips.
let's go.
Because I feel like if I was listening to this podcast, I'd be like, all right, that's all good and all, but what are we supposed to do? And honestly, you asking us is we asking the same thing, but we did take the opportunity to compile some things together that we all collectively can work towards getting more money. So I've realized that the best thing to do to get money, it feels so good when you get money and you ain't got to really do nothing for it. The passive income, okay, baby? Passive income all 2022, okay? If you don't know what that means, that's stuff like your vending machines, your real estate, even like building a course. If you're really good at something, put that course in information, charge $50 for that course. Every time somebody buys that course, you're making money in your sleep. Write a book. Every
Hello, from the
you
author
know
herself. Okay.
every time somebody purchases, you getting your book royalties. You know what I'm saying? Like these are ways to get income that you don't have to put any physical labor behind.
Well, you put some labor, like
Well,
it's like
yeah,
a one-time thing, though. You know what I mean?
it's like a upfront labor of love
Yep.
that keeps giving.
Continues to
It's
pay
a
you.
tree that keeps on giving. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, those are great. Now, also, of course, I mean, it was one of our pop culture topics. Clearly, things like TikTok meals, a lot of social media platforms are finding ways to pay creators. Twitter even
Mhm.
came out with a feature, I want to say, not too long ago, where you can, you know what I mean, set a price for certain tweets, certain content. You guys are already familiar with platforms like OnlyFans or Patreon. These are all platforms that if you are someone who is already on social media, if you feel, ballsy enough to make the switch, you can switch to something like this where people have to pay you for your intellectual property. Those are your thoughts, those are your tweets, you know what I mean? Your photos. So those are other ways that you can leverage, your social media platforms to make money in 2022. I do want to point out though, I don't think we talked about it on here, but obviously a few weeks ago it was announced that Cardi B had a partnership with Playboy. They actually just also came out with a new platform similar to, I guess, like your OnlyFans or your Patreon,
Mhm.
and it is called Centerfold.
Mhm.
The description is pretty much the same thing that you would see for Patreon, but it says it also promotes sex positivity. So I just want to throw that out there. New platforms are always nice because a lot of times if someone is on like OnlyFans or Patreon, some would say it's saturated because it's already been out. So if this is
Yeah.
something that you're thinking about doing, obviously I'm not saying you have to, be providing provocative content. You can use it for anything, but this
Yes.
is a new platform that may not be as saturated as the other one, so your work could get more views. You know what I mean? So,
Yes. And really quickly, just speaking of platforms, now I'm not sure what platform this may work for you, but I was watching this show where the ladies were actually selling their feet pictures on the website. And honestly, the fetishes may be something that you might want to look into.
girl,
If people want to buy your feet pic for $50, then let them.
why was I on like Cosmopolitan or something? I don't remember. I was on a magazine website, and there was an entire article about how people are buying used underwear. Like you
Yep.
just wear your underwear for a day,
Yeah,
and
they were doing that in the Orange is New Black. They had a whole industry where they were selling used
that's a but
panties and
it's
all.
like one thing when you see it in the show, but it's like different when it's like
Like
confirmed that
see
no,
it
this is like a
real,
real
real.
thing.
Yeah, listen, ladies.
Or men, you never know. They might want that basketball sweaty
Know what I'm
you know
saying?
what I
That
mean?
workout, that fresh out the gym. know. Whatever they into, I really don't know. But all I'm trying to do is say there's something out there for
For
everybody.
everyone.
Yeah.
Um, Another thing, which I want us to actually do a full episode on this, but another really hot thing right now are NFTs. Are you familiar with them?
Okay, so I know what NFTs are, but I have to do very much more research to be on here talking about it's a good investment. But I do feel like people are heavily getting into NFTs, and I know it's like something that you can constantly keep getting paid off of. So I definitely want us to have somebody on here who can give like a real breakthrough. But what do you know about them, girl?
Pretty much the same. I want us to have an actual conversation where we break it down, but an NFT is basically like a digital asset that represents real world objects like art, music, in-game items, videos, etc. And you can sell it. So it's a digital asset though, which means that essentially it only exists digitally, but people
Yeah.
pay. You know what I mean? Like some
Mm-hmm.
you guys, some NFTs right now are going for thousands, sometimes millions of
Billions.
dollars. So
Yeah.
want to throw that out there. Because honestly, it's really weird because a lot of people are even comparing NFTs right now to what crypto was 10, you know what I mean? Like a while ago before now it's like crypto is crypto. And it's like, well, dang, if I would have just
Yeah.
listened to my friend about that Bitcoin, you know what I mean? 10 years
Yeah.
ago, I would have been whatever. But so we're going to do some more research. We're going to see if we can get someone on here who is extremely knowledgeable in it to really break it down.
Mm-hmm.
NFTs, you know, mindful
Mm-hmm.
BS style, and we'll get back to you. But that is one thing, if you're open to researching it yourself, that apparently a lot of people are making some pretty decent money. Like I see people selling like their tweets as NFTs somehow. I don't know how that
Yes.
works, but yeah.
I'm not sure how that works either, but hey, listen, again, I do want us to have a whole money episode on that, but it seems like it's worth the investment.
Hmm.
But
So, so other ways to make money in 2022. To be honest, I feel like people don't think about this a lot, but I feel like information is going to be the new currency as we
Mhm.
move forward. So, when we talk about information, those are jobs like consulting I feel like is the biggest way to generalize it. You actually may be able to make money by helping people with their projects. If you're really good with organization, you might somebody would literally pay you to help them organize how they should roll out their project. Um,
Mhm.
if you're good at art, design, there are people out here like, hey, I want to make a shoe, I need a designer. The thing is that what I want to point out, which I'm realizing even I have to do a better job of, is if you have skills like that, don't hide from them. Promote them. You know what I mean? Make it a part of your bio on your social media pages that you're a designer, that you're a consultant, that you're an author. So people can actually reach out to you to utilize, you know what I mean? To like make you an offer to hire you or to book you for things because I think if there was anything that 2020 and 2021 showed us is that you cannot be fully reliant on any one source of income, any one source of happiness, any one source of security because at any time, excuse my language, any of this shit could fall apart.
At any moment. Okay. Which brings me to my other thing that I wanted to say is small businesses are still necessary. Those services that you provide are still necessary. I know you may feel like you may be in an oversaturated market, like maybe you sell body scrubs, maybe you sell teas, maybe you sell sea moss and you like, well, everybody does that, or you make meal prep meals. No, still, like we need those because what 2021 also taught us is that people love convenience. Okay. We love not being able to have to do something for ourselves. And there's never too many play. Like I like to have options. Like if I want sea moss from someone else, but she may not be available. I may need a backup resource, or like there's just business for everyone. So don't go into your business thinking like, oh no, I should just stop or give up because it's already so many people. Because you may have something about your business, it's definitely going to set you apart because you're you and they're them. So just keep going.
Yeah. That's the classic bread aisle. You ever heard the like bread aisle metaphor? You go to the bread aisle, there are hundreds of different brands of bread, but guess what? They're all making money because people need bread and people like different types of breads. There are different things for different people. So, for sure, don't stop. Now, really quickly, I guess before we close out, we can do you have some tips that you want to share?
I do.
Okay.
I do. So really quickly, I don't know how you guys do your budget, but I always think that having an Excel of my budget just really helps it out because I'm able to break down the itemization, plug in the numbers, do the formulas, and not play no guessing games about what I have left. So I say this to say to make sure this year you update your spreadsheet, you revise your spreadsheet, you look at the budget because sometimes there may be things on there that you may find that you can actually eliminate that you don't actually have to take in 2022. So my first tip is review the budget.
Yes, so true. And it's actually funny because one of my tips was something that I used 2 or 3 years ago when I was kind of going through my money evolution phase. And it's something called the dead snowball method. Um, there's this guy, it doesn't matter. If you look up snowball method, you'll find exactly what you need. His name is Dave Ramsey. Some of his stuff I really don't agree with, but I like the snowball method, and it's essentially kind of what Bianca. It's like the premise of what Bianca's already saying, which is you have an Excel sheet, but it actually allows you to list all of your debts from smallest to largest. So if you're someone who is in the money phase where you're, just focused on paying off debt, I feel like the debt snowball method is one of the best ways to really become again aware of what your debt looks like, but also knock out things from the smallest to the largest. And you'd be surprised because like once you get into it, and the idea is that you knock off like the smallest things first, and then you build up to the bigger ones. You knock out some stuff real, like if you really stay focused, you knock out stuff really quickly. So wanted to throw that out there. Ah, sorry, when it comes to the death snowball thing based off what you said, Bianca. And then the other thing that I was thinking, there's also a lady called the Budgetnista. Her name is like Tiffany LHA. She is about clearing debt, but also what I love about Tiffany is that she has a lot of focus on creating wealth or investments, because it's one thing to be debt free, but once you're debt free, if you haven't increased, you know what I mean, your income or properly invested, you're going to maybe go back to putting stuff on credit cards or going back to whatever. So again, her name is the Budgetnista. If you just Google search the Budgetnista, she has all types of free workshops, like budgeting papers, you know what I mean? Things like that, resources to help you actually physically like write out what you should be doing.
Yep. Another thing just that I wanted to talk about was checking your subscriptions. Okay. Now we live in a very subscription heavy society where there's a subscription for everything.
Everything. Yes.
You have an subscription for your Netflix, your streaming service, wine,
Water,
lingerie,
girl.
boots, whatever. Like there's water. Like there's a subscription for everything. And I know at first we sign up and we be like, hey, it's only $3.99, it's $5.99, it's $10.99, it's $30.99 until bam, 30, 50, 40, 20 is all coming out your account every month and you don't even know it. And then sometimes you be putting it on the credit card and you ain't even really paying attention. So then it's just coming off the credit card. So I say to you, make sure you check the subscriptions and also check your credit cards and see what you got going on automatic payments. And my last thing is take autofill off, okay? That way, when you have to go purchase something, you actually have to think about if you really want to
I
purchase
like
that
that.
versus just tapping the fingerprint if you're on your computer or just press and feel and filling out your credit card.
I like
Make
that.
it a little more challenging so you can decide like, do I actually want to feel like going to get my purse and get this or do I need this? You know what I'm saying? Challenge yourself.
Yes, I love that. Now, my last thing, which I know for some people you're going to say no. And to be fair, I was this person for the longest because when it comes to finances and money, I'm very much so the person. I don't want anybody counting my pockets. I don't really want anybody knowing what my financial situation is. You know what I mean? Like, okay, if I need to save, I need to save. It ain't nobody else's business. However, what I can say is that in 2021, sharing with one or two people some of my financial goals, whether it was, hey, I've been spending money. Like, you guys have no idea how many times I've literally told Bianca, like, girl, I just went overboard on Uber Eats this week. Like, I'm not buying anything else. Like, if you even hear me say I'm ordering something, hold me accountable. Hold me accountable. Hold me accountable. Um, Again, nobody likes talking about finances. Nobody, you know what I mean? But if one or two people that you trust, and again, you don't have to tell them your whole situation. Just let them know, hey, I'm trying not to do this for this amount of time because I got a
Okay.
goal in mind. And allow them to hold you accountable. You have no idea that actually truly helps sometimes. And
Mhm.
it also makes you aware of how often you actually run stuff past people in your life before you do it because you already know you shouldn't be doing it.
That you
But
shouldn't be doing it.
but yeah,
Hmm.
that's my final tip. If like if you have people that you feel like you can trust to hold you accountable, is let people know so they can. So
Period. Well, that's it for me. I don't have any more tips. I hope that you guys did find that helpful. I hope that that encouraged you to continue and look for some ways that you can continue to get to the bag. Because I know Bia said in 2021 that it was a whole lot of money in this mother, but don't think it still ain't here. Okay. We walking into 2022 and there's much, much more money in this mother. Okay.
okay, tons of money to be made. Just figure out what it is that you want to do. Okay, because we're moving and moving forward. Okay, we're getting money that aligns with our passions, our joys. It's just in alignment with what we want. Okay, it's out
Yes.
there. Let's get it. And with that being said, thank you guys for listening. As always,
Yes.
don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and rate our podcast. You can find us on SoundCloud, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
Make sure you drop us in your group chats. Tell a homegirl to tell a homeboy or homeboy to homegirl. However you got to do it, but just tell somebody about our podcast and let us know if you guys like the live version. Let us know if you guys liked our new intro. Let us know if y'all feeling the mindful BS energy. Okay, let us know.
Because listen, last year was rest, recover, reflect. 2022, our foot is on y'all necks. And I
Period. It's
mean that
pop
in the most
out.
respectful way.
2022 is pop out and pop off. Okay, pop out and pop off. Okay,
I'm
it's a
sorry.
jump off. Boom. Boom.
With that
Boom.
being said, you guys, we hope you guys have a great week. We'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.